So I used to keep all of my Ackies on substrate, but I, against all the advice of, I guess, everyone, have decided that that is not necessarily the best way to keep them. These are my adults. They have 2 foot of substrate, and they do pretty well. They burrow a lot, but they do have problems with keeping, or I have problems anyway, with keeping the 2 foot of dirt sufficiently moist so that they can go down and get the humidity that they need. These guys have been doing pretty well in this setup, but I just don't think it's all necessary. Not for anything but a breeding pair. So I used to keep my babies in this 20-gallon with about 4 inches of substrate, and they did okay with it. But I had infections coming on their lower body parts, like underneath on their bellies. Really, is where it was happening. It was basically stuck shed. It was because they'd spend all their time burrowed in this substrate that was just, it wasn't what I really wanted. It didn't keep the humidity right. They burrowed in it, but for whatever reason, either microorganisms were growing in it and harassing them, or they weren't really getting the needed humidity from the earth. So what I did actually is I slightly tilted this tank. You really probably can't see it. Maybe. Anyway, with that in mind, what I'm doing is I'm putting water in here, and it pools here. And it allows the animal to get a humid hide underneath the basking spot and a nice dry spot to bask. It also gives them a nice temperature gradient, because what I did is I put this high-density polyethylene root barrier both on the bottom and the top, and you get a good spread of heat from this end to this end because of, well, I don't know why. Basic thermodynamics, I guess, but the heat disperses more evenly from here to here because the top and the bottom are the same. I can prove it. Where's that temp gun? Keep it almost all over the place. Now, just in case you're wondering, oh, are these animals doing badly? You know, how are they doing? Well, this guy was on the brink of death before I moved him to this one. He wasn't moving. He had some kind of impaction from swallowing all the dirt. And now he's lively. He's not nearly as scared of me as he used to be. And all that crap that was underneath him, it's all cleared up. So he was the first one that I moved to this type of setup because, well, he was doing really badly, and I needed to separate him from the guy over here, and he was still on the dirt. So after a while, this guy started having issues while he was on the substrate, and I decided to go ahead and switch his cage too. And there he is. He was having that problem with his underbelly as well, and as you can see, it's cleared up. I wish I would have taken more video when he was having issues. And he's actually relatively calm, which I can't really account for, but it's kind of cool all by itself. I'm putting him back now. And I do this with both hands because, you know what? I care more about my reptiles than you being able to see them. Sorry. So I've done that with these two, and this guy cleared up pretty fast, and he's already doing better. So what I decided to do is take my hatchlings and go ahead and put them in here. And you were probably all wondering, oh he's drowning, he's gonna die. Nope, he's not. He's fine. He's actually been chilling like that for a while. He just likes relaxing there. He seems to do just fine. I mean, it's not that he's not lively. These guys just hatched out. They're so hard to handle when they're this small. But you can tell he's doing just fine. He's a happy little dude. And they're so pretty. It's insane. Go on, buddy. My girlfriend's been bugging me. Hey, you ought to document this. You've been doing it for like a couple weeks now, and even months, and nobody even knows that this is the new thing you've been doing. And oh, look at them. They're all kind of hanging out in different spots. You know, they got a nice thermal gradient. They all do. Because I've got it set up this way. They're so cute. It's ridiculous. These are all high-density polyethylene hides as well. These. They're simply very cheap plastic that I bought and basically torch welded together. Oh, cute. No. Go hang out with your friends. There you go. And see this one, he's just stuck in the corner here. They really kind of like to stick their bodies into the littlest cracks they can find. You know, at first I worried about it. Like, oh no, they're shoving themselves into these tiny little spots. They're going to hurt themselves. But they don't. This the second day that the first hatchlings came out and have lived in here. This is the first day for one of them. And the end of the second day for 4 of them. So there are actually 7 little guys in here. They're just so damn cute. It's too much. But you can tell they're doing well. Okay? They've got the temperatures they need. They got the humidity they need. They got the heat they need. And they don't have a ton of substrate. So, just in case you were unsure as to whether I'm actually taking care of these animals, let me show you again. So this is a metal halide bulb, and you can't even see the laser because it's too bright. So 106 degrees, which is just about perfect for these little babies because you don't want to overheat them. They'll sit there and they'll just fry. And as you go and move, there's 82. That's 87. These are ambient temperatures inside the hides as well. This is 80, 80.2, 80. All the way in the back here, we've got as low as 80 degrees. All the way down to, in the very corner, it's 80s. 80.6. And it fluctuates throughout the day a little bit. Sometimes it goes down to 79 or so, but realistically, this is a great heat gradient. And I've done it by sealing off this part here and allowing air to escape here. That way, you've got the heat here. It's moving through the entire cage and coming out here. And it allows for that heat gradient. So these cages are all set up that way. Notice also that the metal halide is inside the cage. This wouldn't work without the light bulb inside the cage on the 40 gallon because it's a bigger cage. That's only a 70 watt bulb. These are 65 watt BR30s. I actually had not metal halides, but mercury vapor bulbs. But we just had a major lightning storm, and I no longer have 2 mercury vapor bulbs. I've got BR30s, so I'm going to have to go buy 2 more $50 bulbs to handle that. But they really, really do seem to benefit from that UVB. It matters to them. They get prettier too. These are the eggs. These get, from guys in the 40 gallon, they just hatched. It never gets old. It really doesn't. And actually, I popped one of the eggs open because he hadn't hatched, and it turned out he didn't have an egg tooth. He's the one that I just put in today because he needed a little bit of time to heal. Their umbilical cord kind of hangs out their bottom for a couple of days until they get better. Now this guy, I'm a little worried about. I had to pop his egg too. And he had his cord is really hanging out here. It's kind of hard to get a bead on. And he's not particularly happy that I'm bugging him. Oh, well. You can't really see it. And I'm not going to bother this guy because, well, he's been through enough. He's tired and needs to relax. You can tell he's having a little bit of trouble. He's probably going to be my little pet for a while. Because up there you can see it. See this red? Here. Yeah. You really can't see it too well. But he's still in the incubation chamber is what's going on here. And I separated him out early and popped him out of the shell because he didn't have an egg tooth. And all his other siblings attached, so I had to pop the egg and hope. Luckily, it seems like I got an 8 out of 8 hatch, and these guys are all going to make it. And there's one just kind of hanging out. See, they seem to like the water. They go from this side off to this side, and this cage is actually tilted so that this front part is higher than this back part, and the water pool is over here in the back, but not up here. So what you wind up with is the ability to switch between, a dry area and a moist area, or a wet even. So this is the new setup. Now it's been documented. These are hatchlings. They hatched out 2 days ago for some of them. They all hatched out at weird times. But basically, this is the setup these guys are growing up in. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how it goes for them. But I've got pretty high hopes for it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll probably never post it, but at least it's documented. So I guess I'll see y'all in a month.